I have to have a place first. I don't have a place until September 20th.
So I'm here with my buddy Shawn. I've known for a long time. Shawn just got out of prison, and what we're trying to do is share how the system's broken, how maybe we can, as citizens or that we are now, or attempting to be citizens, what we could see change. So tell me about the system and how it's affected your life and how you've seen it affect my life.
Well, the system's definitely broken. It's not geared to help any of us who get incarcerated be successful. It's stuck in a cycle where they want to store us and they want to break us down to our most animalistic natures while we're incarcerated. And they use that through force and coercion, and they slowly but surely brainwash the population into being complacent and not making an effort to become the best versions of ourselves. And then when we get ready to get out, they set us up for failure so that we come back in, because it's all about recidivism.
So tell me what it was like when you first got out of prison, and where did they put you?
They were going to release me to be homeless, or they gave me transitional housing, which was the shoreline.
And tell me about the shoreline. What's it like around the shoreline that they put you in?
2 floors, 50 guys. You walk through the hallways and you can smell the meth and fentanyl and the weed, and they give everybody UAs, but everybody seems to pass UAs, and they're screaming and yelling, and just aggravation within the building. And it's not a great place to be, but it's at the same time it's kind of safe because it's got a locked door on the front and nobody can get in but us. So I feel like I'm still in prison in a way.
So what's the neighborhood?
I step over the homeless people every day. I have to push through the meal crowds at the Portland Rescue Mission next door.
Talking about the food line for the homeless. Yeah. They feed the homeless.
And I've been into multiple altercations with people that have been high on drugs or drunk, where I've been pushed into a corner and left with no alternative but to fight back.
And so what's the temptation, man? Have you been led into temptation to get high, or anything like crime or anything like that based on where you're living, in the area you're living? Tell me how that is.
There's temptation for both. I haven't chosen to engage in either one of them. I've been successfully employed for most of my time out, and actively involved in my program of recovery and my kids' life, so I haven't been drawn back into my old lifestyle, but the temptation is definitely there because it's right in my face.
Okay, and so let me ask you this, right? Like, how long have you known me?
Over 10 years.
How long have you known about me?
Twice that.
Okay, and so I want you to explain. So part of this is a documentary about my life. Part of this is a documentary about the system and it being broken. And so before we get into about me, because it's all about me, let's talk about what you could see to help change the system. What could you see that would be helpful? Not only in, so I see people when we get in prison, we go through this process called going through Coffee Creek, and they acclimate us, because it's called what do they call it again? Just, it's almost like a staging ground where they do evaluations and they do all these tests to see where they're going to place you, what your security level is going to be, what kind of classification. Thank you. And so you go through this classification process, and you're acclimated. They let you out briefly. They don't interact everybody because it's just an intermix of people. And so they acclimate you into prison. You know what I mean? When you go to prison after Coffee Creek, what do they put you in? A&O? Right, and so they acclimate you to that. They tell you their rules, everything you do, you know what I mean? You got to learn to go to the chow hall. You got to learn to make your bed. And so the thing that I could see that could change is like, man, the whole time I was there, 13 years, I didn't go to treatment. I didn't get there was classes, but they were rudimentary. They were basic, you know what I mean? Kind of made in a way where like people really didn't care about what was going on, and they didn't really care about rehabilitation. They call it the Department of Corrections. We call it the Department of Corrections. Corruption, because they simply treat us like we're animals. Throw animals in cages, you know. And so, is there, like, I would like to see just the way the staff interact with you. You know what I mean? They're taught to not trust you, not believe a word they say, and that you're always going to try and get over on them. And for some of the population, that's true. You know what I mean? You have people that are doing a life sentence that they got nothing to lose. You know, so they treat us like they can't trust us, so that makes them have to see you differently, not as a human, and it dehumanizes us. And so I would like to see some of that change. I would like to see people given treatment and even acclimated back in society. In the old days, you know, 6 months to a year before you got out, there was a almost like a process to get out of prison where you had to go in the community and get a job, go on home visits, and acclimate back into society. Can I ask you what you, like, outside that scope, because I know that we both believe in that, what would you do?
We have plenty of advocates for change. We have an abundance of advocates for change in the community, allies,
How hard is it for those people to get into the prison system, though?
Yeah, getting in to see what really goes on inside a DOC without being doctored up and fancied up by DOC and their media teams that they have at every institution.
Right.
That puts the best foot forward for DOC.
Right, they're trying to polish that turd as best they can.
Right, they do that by coming around before they have somebody come in, and they coach the population on what to say. They decide who can be in and out of their cells and around those people.
Right.
So that they only see certain faces to the system. I think the accountability on their part for that needs to be readdressed, because there's too much manipulation on their end. But there's not enough federal and state support. We get all these outside entities, all these nonprofits that are willing to advocate for change for us, but there's no system. There's nothing in the system wants to change. It's only the outside. And so the real world only gets to hear the voices from the few people who support us and want to see the system change. They don't hear it from the system. The system, because there's too much money involved in it. This is all about money. It always goes back to money.
Right. Yeah, the OCE, all that.
Everything for DOC is money based.
Right. Could you imagine the money they spend on us a year to house us? They spend more money on us to house us than they do educating children. You know.
Absolutely.
And so the truth of the matter is so you know me real well, and so can you try to explain how I was when you seen me in there, and how hard it was to, I don't know, just explain from the top. You know what I mean?
Well, I remember when I landed on a unit with you and started to get to know you that it was only because we were working out in the same slots that I was kind of forced into getting to know you, but I'd already observed you from a distance to see that you were a mad individual, an angry individual. It was very outwardly apparent. And in a unit of only 88 people, all 88 people knew that you were an angry individual and be steered away from, that you were volatile. A lot of people, including the staff, believed that you could snap at any time. And I think that
I did.
I think that it was in the air that way, and because of that, I would see staff say things or engage with you and do things purposely with the intent of getting you to react and getting you to react in a way that they wanted you to,
Right.
and which was a negative way because they thrive on this desire to be violent with us.
Right.
And if they can push us into violence,
Right.
they get to be violent back.
Right.
And that's what they wanted. It was
Control.
like control and entertainment for them.
Right.
But you were, you just seemed like a very angry and miserable individual. However, I would listen to you talk with other people around me when you were out working out, and I could tell that you were intelligent. I could tell by your vocabulary, and I could tell by the way you carried yourself that there was more to you than just an angry person. And so I just I took it upon myself to challenge myself to get to know you and better, because everybody just said that you were just a loser, just another perfect example of how the system had failed, and a person that was going to continue to come back to prison over and over and over again. And I could tell that nobody believed in you anymore. You didn't believe in yourself, and you were a lost cause to the world and yourself, and I just didn't believe that.
And so when you heard about me getting out of prison, right, what did you hear?
I heard that you were going to go back out and reoffend. I heard everybody say that you were just going to be back in no time soon. They were going to keep a light on for you and save a bunk. That you didn't have a chance of success in the community. And some staff even actually would have put money into a pool to pay for somebody to come out and engage with you in a way that would cause you to come back to prison. I heard staff say it. And I didn't expect you to be successful. I expected that in the year that I was going to do after you got out, that you would be back at least once, if not twice more, and never get out. I was expecting it.
Yeah. And so when you heard when I got out, like we have people that we have in common. So people that we know, people that I grew up with, people that I used to run with that are a part of a gang that I was part of that I'm no longer a part of. But tell me what they would tell you about me out here.
That you were a low life, that you were a dirtbag, that somebody should hang you up, stretch your neck out. Somebody should go find a gun and put a bullet in your head, save the world from having to deal with you.
But that never happened because
But it never
I'm
happened.
blessed.
Yeah, it never happened.
So tell me how you've changed.
Hey, Frank does. He has a headlamp.
So,
That's all right, bro.
so then, you reached out to me and invited me to come down and see you, and I went down and met up with you, and I had a lot of reservations about it. So I thought I was going down to see the old Josh, and that you were gonna have something that I was sure gonna get caught up in, and I didn't want to go back to prison.
Right.
And I was nervous about that, and I almost didn't want to come down and meet you and hook up with you because I was worried about my program getting messed up. And I worked really hard to keep myself on my program the way it is, with my own roadblocks that I deal with, and
Fears.
yeah, my own fears.
Yeah, because I cause fear.
Because you cause fear.
Yeah.
Even in somebody well, I was the only cellie that I think you didn't get in a fight and beat up. Like I said, you used to beat up all your cellies and attack people, and you were violent.
Yeah.
Hundreds of assaults.
Yeah.
And I felt fortunate, but at the same time, out here in a new environment, an environment that was less controlled, I didn't know what to expect from you.
Yeah.
You need it outside.
And so tell them about the how you see the difference. It's okay, man.
All that old energy that you had, all that negativity and just angriness, destructiveness that was in you.
Tell
You
him
didn't
that.
have that energy anymore. You didn't have that aura around you. You a real smile.
Well, I've always had a smile. We cracked. We cracked. We had some good smiles.
It was
bro.
different. It was a different smile. It didn't have like this pain and suffering
Right.
behind the eyes
Yeah.
that never really reached the smile, the hauntedness,
Right.
the emptiness.
Yeah.
All those kind of things weren't behind your eyes anymore. Your eyes had like a glitteriness, like a piece,
Yeah.
like your eyes weren't calculating
My next move. Or
your next
Right.
your next evil deed or your next plot
Right.
that was going to result in somebody else getting the shit into the stick.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Well, I was always on defense. You know what
your
I mean?
eyes were clear and they were thinking of good things.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Talked about being saved. And,
Yeah. Tell him, bro. Tell him how that
God.
makes you feel.
okay.
Tell him how it makes you
I'm
feel.
a pagan, so I have a different belief system.
That's okay.
I don't disbelieve in other people's belief systems. I'm tolerant. I believe that everybody has a right to believe in what they want to believe in.
We're not worried about all that.
Whatever builds somebody up and brings them peace, I believe they have the right to that.
Yeah.
Whatever name is on it,
Yeah.
whatever you call it. And it's not the way I was hoping you would find peace. I was hoping you'd find peace through me and my circles and my kinsmen.
Right.
But I'm grateful for the peace that you have found, wherever you found it, and I'm grateful for the pastor that you introduced me to that was the facilitator for that.
Yeah.
For that, I owe him for gratitude I can never pay back.
Yeah. All right. I know that was hard for you, bro, and you kept it together real well. You know what I'm saying? You did good. Love you, man.
Love you too. You too.